What's up, people? Welcome back to Noise Avocation Podcast. I'm Ryan here with Jeremy.
Been a minute. How y'all doing?
It has been a couple weeks. It's been a while since we've done like a just me and you type of thing, but
shit's busy. Summer's finally fucking here, but
plus,
you wouldn't know it.
By history, it seems like summer's less of a listening time for podcasts because people are out doing shit and whatever, which is fine. I mean, I wouldn't want to sit and listen to us for 2 hours a day either. But we'll make this kind of short and sweet. And a couple things, like, first off, Sly Stone recently died. Brian Wilson recently died. Who else were we talking?
Douglas McCarthy.
He just passed away. I guess they say they come in threes, so there's your pair of three, or trio of three. But
there's your three.
Yeah. Sly was a pioneer. I don't think he got enough credit all the time. I mean, he did, but like he didn't really get noticed till like way down the road.
His addictions fucking outweighed his music for the longest time, I think. Until like
he went the Etta James route where like was a pioneer of many things and like helped pave the road for shit, but then his addiction and lifestyle and whatever outweighed everything else. So like every time he got like 1 foot ahead, there was like 2 feet back.
Definitely.
And because dude was out there like playing with Jimi Hendrix early on.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
I want to say he mastered like 6 instruments by 10 or 12 years old. Like, dude was a fucking genius, man.
Yeah, he was no slouch when it came to music, that's for sure. Same with Brian Wilson.
Yeah.
I mean, in his own right, he was a genius as well. The guy was a great songwriter. I'm not a big Beach Boys fan, but they did write some great shit.
So I have a question about, because that's another genius too. I mean, Brian Wilson and fucking is a genius, just as much as Sly Stone is, and Prince. And then, people are like, oh, it gets thrown around. Well, there's a fucking handful of them out there, you know what I mean? So
the genius thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. And because we have a lot of documentation about Brian Wilson and his upbringing and, like, Love and Mercy, that movie. Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then the famous biography is, like, Heroes and Villains.
I haven't seen that.
It's just a book. It's just basically about how the dad controlled everything.
Brian Wilson's dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
And ran the Beach Boys. Which leads me to the, question. I don't know if Brian Wilson, I don't think he would be, the Beach Boys wouldn't be the Beach Boys without that manager, but I think Sly Stone would still be Sly Stone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because he didn't really he was like his own pioneer type of thing.
Right, right.
Brian Wilson may have had help in this way, that.
And I'm just saying, with that push. And obviously he had, mental illnesses that they had no idea what the fuck they were at the time.
I think that.
I mean, he wrote a whole album in a fucking sandbox.
That also goes with like the whole time prejudice and all that shit.
Yeah.
Like, Brian Wilson was a white. I don't know if he was middle class or poor. I don't know a lot about the guy.
He was in Southern California.
Okay, so yeah, he was probably
doing
decent. And Sly Stone was just some dude off the street, and who had to kick down a lot more doors to get where he was than what Brian Wilson would have. And I'm not saying that to take away from Brian Wilson, but I'm just saying time and place made it a little bit harder.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, obviously. The other thing I find funny is the Beach Boys got their early hits off of ripping off who?
Charles Manson?
Chuck Berry.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They ripped off Charles Manson down the road.
Yeah.
But, so, I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, how many people out there really got their shit from ripping off Chuck Berry or blues
everybody?
Artists or Willie Dixon
Maybelline,
or
Surfing USA, that shit's just note for note. So I think that, there's that argument, but it's just something to think about.
Nobody ever gets their due credit until after they pass, usually. I mean, unless you're like Paul McCartney or something.
I think Brian Wilson's got his credit.
I think he has, but Sly Stone,
I think Stone has gotten
later
he's
down the
get
road
his credit. It's been on the way up over the last few years.
But I think now after him passing, we often in here at least in the store, we don't sell If we had 5 Sly and the Family Stone albums and one of them wasn't the greatest hits album, they wouldn't sell. Now, I think they'll be gone. Like, we won't be able to keep them in. Which is weird to me because, I don't know, like, I get, like, the greatest hits. If it's something like that you're just getting into, like, that's a good starting point. But if you enjoy it, why not pick up the other shit?
It's like the psychology of people is very strange. Like,
but if
they're dead, now we gotta know.
If we have a bunch of Beach Boys albums, they all sell. It doesn't matter if it's Pet Sounds or some random, like, surfer rock album or whatever. I mean, they don't stay around.
Interesting. Well, we are in...
I know where
we're located.
Because of where we're at, but, like, there's enough people that'll come in and buy Jimi Hendrix because he's been long gone. The name recognition's there. So I think with Sly, it'll be more of a widely renowned thing now for record collectors, at least. For the younger people, I should say. Because
sure.
People who have been into it, I mean, they know. But we'll get younger kids in here that'll be kind of interested, like, oh, shit, like, I never really looked into that. I may have heard the name before, but now I'm going to actually look into it. Which, to me, like, I get sometimes you may not know or hear of somebody till they pass, but, like, if you're already in that realm of music, like, he wasn't no small-time artist. Like,
I don't know what goes through, like, I think there's...
It's like all the people when MF Doom when MF Doom passed, people were like, "Oh man, he's the greatest rapper alive," and I'm like, "Yeah, he's awesome, but he always has been. Like, you guys are just now coming to this."
But that's like I think that happens all the time and can be said with almost any artist, where you're like, "Where the fuck have you been?"
It's just unfortunate that, like, they don't get their flowers till after they pass.
Yeah, it is a bitch.
Even like Gangstar with Guru had the same thing. I mean, you could go down a list and name pretty much everybody ever that's ever passed, unless you were like the Beatles or something.
They're still living. A couple of them,
yeah.
Still putting out albums. Oh, that speaking of old people, the that live Pink Floyd album that got remastered, that shit sounds fucking good, dude. Like, from a stereo standpoint,
that
sounds fucking awesome, dude.
Steven Wilson did that.
It sounds really good. So, and I really like that it's live, that it's really fucking drawn out, and it's like you go on a little fucking old hippie ride or whatever.
Did you Steven Wilson, he does most of, like, the Dolby Atmos shit now.
Mm-hmm.
He did a lot of Bluetooth, Porcupine Tree and Opeth albums. Porcupine Tree was his band, but he's, like, the guy for Dolby Atmos shit in most cases. Like, he did that Tears for Fears, Seeds of Love album. He did, like, all those super deluxe Black Sabbath box
Like, originally
sets.
Or
No, he did the remasters. Like, he's, like, one of, like, I think there's like 4 guys or 5 guys, but he's
that
like
mix in Atmos.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
Like,
okay.
At least on, like, the worldwide scale.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like the number 1 guy.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Pretty much anything, and I shouldn't say anything, but a lot of times, more often than not, if it's got his name on it, it sounds good. And sometimes it could be like he got the tapes, and you're like, I can only do so much here. It's
right.
You're not.
No, I
not a
think this
magician.
sounds good.
But
I haven't heard any bad Floyd ones either, though. All their remastered shit, like, honestly, it sounds as good or better than any of the previous shit I've ever heard.
I was gonna ask, because I sold quite a few of those. Was your record all, like, kind of marked up in a weird way, like from the inner sleeves and shit?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, because I had a few that were kind of like they didn't put it in poly sleeves, which I disagree with.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
At a $45 price tag, and I'm gonna tell you, I undercut that price because they wanted it to be higher. I seen stores doing $52 on that, and I was like, I just can't do that for a double album. But
no,
I think even if you look at on Amazon, I think it's like fucking $60 or something.
Well, you can get it, used right now. You can't even get it for that.
Yeah, so I had a couple people who were like, man, this is kind of dirty. I don't know if this is going to play. It cleaned up, plays through fine. But I feel like And I sold the Blu-ray too. This is another thing I was gonna say, because another guy bought the Atmos version of it, and it came in a slim cardboard sleeve with no inner sleeve for the CD, and they just jammed it right in there. The sleeve did not open. There was nothing to
get
it.
it like a promo?
Yeah, almost. I mean, it was a little bit bigger than a promo. Like it was I don't know, like not
But it was
not quite
it was
notebook
still
size.
paper,
It was
though.
like DVD size.
Yeah.
But it was a cardboard sleeve. Didn't open up like a gatefold. Didn't have a CD insert. They just crammed the CD inside the cardboard.
What was the retail on that?
$34.
Fucking assholes.
And I was like, okay, so Sony owns the rights to that, as far as I know, for Pink Floyd, because didn't they sell the whole catalog to them or something like years ago?
Yeah.
So for a band as big as Pink Floyd, I mean, this is like a household name that you could go across generations that people would recognize. I don't get why Sony cheaps out like that. Like, because you know you can get away with it by putting the Pink Floyd name on it and people are going to buy it no matter what. Like, you can't put a poly sleeve in the record or like a CD protector in there.
I was very surprised that there wasn't poly sleeves in there because
the older reissues,
all the other reissues,
like Dark Side, Wish
they
You Were
all
Here,
come with them.
They all did a fairly decent job on them. So this one, I was like, this is like a really well-known concert that people have been in demand for quite a while. I think
it's just a, cut a corner, money grab, hurry up, get it out, get as many.
But it's not like Sony needs the money. Like
somebody does. Somebody's fucking greed. That fucking greed, man. It'd be like, why don't they release all those albums that they own that they're never gonna make money off of? From bands?
Sony. Yeah, like all the Victory stuff and all that.
And we know there's so many we're never gonna know that they're just sitting somewhere.
Yeah, so they can reprint legacy bands till the end of time. And the Pompeii thing was cool because it hadn't been done. And that DVD that they did years ago was very, very popular. But when I seen it, I was like, man, I don't know that this whole the product does not justify the cost.
Well, I'm glad that
me.
The ones I have weren't all like fucked up looking.
Yeah, because
I would have said something all right away. Though.
No, I know. Like John bought one of them, and he was like, "Man, this is kind of rough." And I was like, "Well, if you have any issues, like bring it back to me." And then there was another guy who bought one, and he was like, "Yeah, it looked kind of shady, but he's like, it played through fine." And I'm like, "All right, cool." Well, even like, I hate those fucking shitty paper sleeves.
I will say this: I have noticed. Now, okay, it would be in like that in a Sony, not so much in our for lack of a better term, boutique label or independent labels. Those people know what the fuck they're doing because
they actually
collectors,
care,
right? But
and
the quality
Sony's
in that shit is getting worse.
Oh yeah,
and has been over the last, I would say, year and 9 months, a year, where it's like, you're getting paper sleeves instead of, or I've had where you have like the little paper sprinkle, like it's almost like they cut the sleeve and then left a little shavings in there. That ever happened?
On the record.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? How does this happen?
Or if you get those like printed inner sleeves that have like the Death album that just got repressed as a printed inner sleeve, and
is it like that old school glossy feel?
Yeah. I swear to God, dude, like I pulled as hard as I fucking could to get that thing out of there.
Getting a wet sock off.
I almost thought I was gonna have to cut it out.
Damn.
Like, it was that bad. Like it got like, like where the seam is, like it got kind of like wedged in there.
Yeah. Where it folds over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sucks.
So I pulled it out, and it thankfully wasn't fucked up. But even like, I don't see how poly sleeves can be that expensive. Like if independent labels and independent bands can put their shit in these sleeves,
I know, how the fuck can.
There's no excuse as to why Sony or any company that UMG owns or BMG or fucking
I don't know.
Elektra or like all these like huge fucking companies that are putting shit out on the regular, there's no reason to not have that shit in there. Like, especially when they keep increasing the price of everything. Like we were talking a little bit before we started about how I sold that Bad Religion set.
Yeah.
And I got a decent amount for it, like significantly more than what I paid for. But like, at what point does it become too expensive for people to buy? And I think that's kind of an exception because, you know, it's 15 records housed in a set, and to the right collector, you can kind of put whatever tag you want to on it. But, like, for a single record...
Because technically it would have been, what?
15 by
that's
$25.
That's pretty good. If you went out and bought every single one, it's a pretty good deal.
If you would have got it for the retail cost, yeah,
right.
But the resale's a bit ridiculous.
That's what I'm just thinking retail.
Yeah, the retail, I can't. I read it one time.
I think it was like 6, wasn't it?
I think it was 5 or 6. But then, like, the first, like, 1,000 of them, because they did 3,000. I think the first 1,000 had a big, like, Bad Religion tapestry thing that came with them.
Oh, so there's another thing.
I've only ever seen one.
With the tapestry.
And they wanted, like, a fucking astronomical amount. And I was like, dude, I'm pretty sure you can buy that tapestry separate.
Right.
It might not be the exact same one, but it's pretty damn close, because I think it was just a Bad Religion crossbuster. Like,
you could probably
like you could find the same one and just stuff it in there. Like nobody would know the difference. So I'm like, I don't know that justifies an extra $500 or whatever they were asking. Like, when it could or couldn't be the one that actually came with it. I don't know.
I just like we were saying, I mean, like, I don't know who isn't a Bad Religion fan. They're fucking it's Bad Religion. But, like, I can get the entire discography for a fraction of that cost,
it's like, they have, like, 18 albums, I think. So at $25 a record is, like, $400 maybe.
Yeah. And there's cheaper ways than that, even.
Yeah, I mean, if you found used copies or whatever floating around, then, you know, you can probably walk into a store that had a trade-in or something and pick them up for $20 a piece, or 15 or something. Or the CDs, that too. Like, I've been buying a lot more CDs lately just because...
You can get them so cheap.
And, like, people aren't buying them right now. Like, cassette tapes and records are the two primary sellers. And CDs, like, there's a lot of shit that was out, like, in the 90s era and the early 2000s that's sought after that hasn't been done, or if it has been done, it's in real low quantities. Or they come out with it and they want, like, $48 for it or something.
Right.
And it's like just a double album. There's nothing, no extra booklets, no, like, collector shit. Like, and to me, that starts to get, like, it's starting to get too expensive.
Shout out to fucking Haywire, by the way. I forgot. I didn't even post this, and I'm not going to because I'm lazy. So go out and fucking buy one if you want this shit. But they put in a big fucking sticker, a 24 by 36 poster, 2 more little stickers, an inner sleeve that folds out into, like, you could 12 by 24 poster, and it's fucking single-sided with a cool little basketball dude on the other side, screen printed. And it was like $25.
Yeah, it's independent. It's, are they on a label?
Yeah, but I mean,
is there stuff put out through that label though, or are they funding their own shit?
It's put out. I think it's put out through. I'll double check it. Maybe that got put out through maybe No Guard's thing.
Either way, though, like, to add all of that stuff. There was a lot of
cool shit in there.
I mean, like,
did not know was going to get it.
Going back to Pink Floyd, like, they could have done that with the Pompeii thing. You could have added, like, a little poster flyer or something, or, like, you know, they, like, Wish You Were Here, they had the postcards and shit.
Actually, that might have came with a poster.
Pompeii?
Yeah.
I don't think it did. Maybe it did. I didn't buy it. But from what I read, I was reading the comments on Discogs through it, and it was more negative than good.
I thought that came... I'm going to double check right now. It sucks when you get, like, a grip of shit and you're like, what's what now? So I got another poster with something.
But I guess, like, my point to all of it is, like, at what point does it become too much? Like, because they're going to keep inching up as far as they can to see where people...
Everybody's limit's going to be different, right? You know? Yeah, here's the poster. You get the, like, almost like a movie.
Oh, okay. Poster. Yeah. But, so I guess you did get one little extra. But still.
But it's not anything It's not like humongous.
Yeah, it's not the Impossible Kid poster.
No.
I took that out of the record the other day, and I was like, oh my god, I forgot how big this thing is. Like,
Yeah.
it's like probably like 4 feet wide,
Just
by
it's
like
just
5
keep
feet
on going.
tall. Like,
Sick.
I always thought it would be cool to frame it, but I'm like, man, I don't know how the fuck you're gonna find a frame. You'd have to take it to the print shop, and they'd probably charge you like $50 to do it at least.
Or even to get it on a fucking flat board would be,
Yeah.
it'd be like $50 probably.
That's what I was talking about, is just to board it.
Oh, yeah.
The framing, it would probably be a couple $100, but to board it, even just that would be, it might be worth it. But yeah, that too. I don't know if I have any room for it anywhere. Like, we don't have room in here for it, to be honest with you. We're starting to run a little low on wall space.
You posted that print that you got in.
The Sinners print?
Yeah.
That was just an 11 by 17.
Right. But, like, have fucking 10 of those, and they start to take up space, you know?
I ordered that thing 2 days after I watched the movie.
Yeah.
And it got lost in the mail for like a month. And then when I got it came in the tube. You know how they got those like plastic ends that they pop in the ends? One was gone. And then they didn't tape them down for whatever reason, like the guy that did the prints.
So there was no tape or anything on it? It was just open?
It was open.
Oh, I'd be like...
And I was like, oh, fuck, if it got screwed up, this is going to suck. I mean, guy would have sent me another one, I'm sure, but still, like, I waited that long. Like, it was like 6 or 7 weeks that it was quite a fucking while. And thankfully it didn't have any damage, though. But the print's really cool. I like it. Like, the guy that, I think his name is Sean Mansfield, if you look him up on Instagram, but he does a whole bunch of different artwork for movies like that. But I seen it, somebody posted it on Instagram, and I went and bought one. I got it hanging above my computer at home because that's the only wall space I have right now is in that little area.
Yeah, I need to take over some more wall space myself.
I like how it's like old school looking.
Yeah. I saw it. Do you think that guy would be like a ThunderCon material dude, or is he?
Nah, I think he's
a little bigger than that.
Good for him. Might be a good interview, to be honest with you. Just to bullshit about his artwork. I'd like to interview Lamore Supreme, the guy that does all the Czarface stuff.
That shit would be
I did hit him up at one point, but I never heard back from him.
That'd be really
He's kind of
cool.
large, too. But,
I was just thinking, I got a couple of other prints. I need to get frames for it. I could rotate some things in here.
Yeah, I thought about throwing a couple more things in here because I got some other 11 by 17s that are just sitting at my house in cardboard tubes and shit.
Yeah.
But so Symbolic got reissued. We both got a copy of that finally. That's been the long-awaited Death album.
I can't believe it took so long.
Been a fucking hole in the collection. It was because of the Roadrunner label thing. I don't know why they held on to it for so long, but. And then Supreme Clientele. That was one that I was surprised that it never had been repressed.
I know.
Because that's literally his most popular album. I
think so?
I don't think Iron Man's more sales-wise.
Interesting.
I think Supreme Clientele's is what he's really known for. I like Iron Man more. Both great albums, but I like Iron Man more. But I was just surprised that it had never been done. And now that he's doing Supreme Clientele 2, I think that's why they
definitely
went back and reissued that. Because Supreme Clientele 2 comes out. I seen it the other day. I can't remember if it's the end of June or the end of July. But
it's like all new shit?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's cool. Like all the old people are fucking taking shit back.
Yeah, because we mentioned this a while back where Mass Appeal has new De La Soul, new Big L, new Gangstar,
it's nuts.
new Ghostface Killer. There was a couple other ones. I think there was 7 releases total that were coming out. Mostly deceased artists too. It's all like old banked shit.
Yeah. I just remembered today, which should be waiting when I get out of here. Trustkill put out Shattered Realms album. They finally pressed that and that should be waiting at my house. So that's cool that they're putting out shit. So Bayway's album should be coming out pretty quick too, in July.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on Jay to get back to us. He was all like
They're in England.
ready to come back on the show, but then he got swamped again. Dude's busy, so
Oh yeah.
it's cool. It is what it is. He'll be back soon, though. Look forward to talking to that dude again. Oh yeah, so you haven't had a chance to talk about Tied Down a little since
Yeah.
you went.
I'm just kind of getting back to normal from it because I was like on my feet for 3 days. My shit swelled up, so I called my doctor, and he laughed and said, "Oh, you're getting old. All the fucking blood pools down there." Like, it's like, man, that's fucked up. But the bands were awesome. People were awesome. Everybody I saw there was fucking great. I don't know. Should have talked about it immediately after. 'Cause now I'm like, bleh.
Trying to remember what it
Yeah.
was.
But
Was there any like set or anything that stuck out to you?
American Nightmare set. Yeah, I'm wearing their hoodie. That's hilarious. That was sick. Just because I'm like, I could see Wes running on top of people in red Doc Martens, and I'm like, oh, dude. It's like you're almost like, what an asshole, but then you're like, that's badass. Cause it's almost like walking on water, you know, walking on all these kids.
Walking on your fans.
Yeah. And then John Brennan came out and they did Ready to Fight. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I seen a video of that.
Shit, man. Bad Beat was sick. I mean, every band was fucking killer. There wasn't like any set that was like, you know, everything was like, everybody was in a good mood. It was like real happy atmosphere. There wasn't any fucking crazy drama that I saw. I mean, it was just, you know, people having a good time watching music and shit.
I mean, that's what it's supposed to be.
Fuck else.
It's not supposed to be some fucking every 5 minutes some dude's breaking out into a fight or something.
Yeah, no, it's
I've
not
seen
even
happen.
Close. But yeah, there was like Face the Pain. I was really glad to see those guys early on Sunday. Regional Justice. What else? There was some fucking.
Did you stay for
Curse Your Soul? No, I left. I did not stay for Turnstile. And it's my kid's birthday, so I got home in time.
Right.
And I was home at midnight. Yeah, no, I didn't stay for it. I'm not a Turnstile fan, per se. And like I said, I was gonna leave anyway, so I beat all that traffic and got home in time, so I was cool with it, you know.
Yeah, rather than trying to get out of there after everybody was getting out at the same time. Yeah. I usually try to do that too. If I'm at a show, I'll leave like 20 minutes early or something to get the fuck back up north.
Now,
if I'm driving back up.
Like honestly, if it was if Judge closed the show, then I would have stayed.
Right.
But yeah, that way. But I've never been a huge Turnstile fan, so like, I don't know.
Yeah, I never really cared for the band either.
Why stay?
So I get that.
But it's awesome that they got those guys, you know, as far as the exposure for the fucking Russell Center and shit. Like, holy fuck, dude.
Didn't you say they were on Jimmy Fallon or something? Or was that Drain?
Drain was probably on there at one time.
It was Turnstile.
But Turnstile was on there, and they did 2 songs or whatever, and just couldn't even tell that there were 2 songs. And that's not even a knock on her. That's just like saying how they just flow together. Like, it was kind of hard to tell what's going on.
Right. Plus, they probably have like a allotted amount of time to perform, so they had to like immediately.
But I will say this, and I'm curious because I don't mean like anybody out there can tell me. In their video that they put out, it's like frame for frame the same shit that Jimi Hendrix did live in like obviously in the 60s, but he had a live set or whatever where like it was like red, white, or red and blue and green and yellow and had all those blocks and then and he performed on stage. So I didn't know
if that was a nod to Jimmy.
I mean, it has to be, obviously, but like I wanted any nerds out there know what's up with that is all I'm just curious about.
They'll be getting a
So I didn't catch it at first. Like
they'll be getting a lawsuit from
I was just
Sony
like,
soon.
man, that fucking shit looks familiar. And then, like you were mentioning, Jimi Hendrix, you know? So when I was fucking digging through, I'm like, oh, shit. Go back to the video. Boom. Anyway, so anybody out there, hit me up. Let me know about that, because I don't really feel like looking into it myself. Times is busy. Direct Measure, that came out on War Records. I've been listening to that. It's like a metallic hardcore band out of St. Louis. It's mixed good. I don't have anything like, it's your typical, like, what you would expect from that label, I suppose. It's all right. I got a Some Girls 7-inch in from 2005. Like they repopped. That's really fucking cool. That shit sounds like it just came out yesterday. The DNA Will Have Their Say is the name of the 7-inch. There's like 8 songs on it. That's really fucking cool. More in like, for people who don't know, it's Wes Isold's band, and they're kind of in the vein of like a Converge-ish style. Spastic, but like super fucking groovy. And
did you
I like it.
Check out that Gruesome album?
Gruesome? I did not, but that made me think of another, like a hip-hop album. Is it Gollywog or whatever? It's like a horrorcore style album. Came out on Rhymestayers like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, I seen that.
Now,
yeah. I didn't listen to it, but I seen a thing on Instagram for it.
The fucking beats in that are so good. Like, to me, they're so, like, it's like creepy, but I don't know how he can rap. I don't know, you gotta check it out. It's fucking cool.
There's supposed to be Evidence is supposed to come out with Unlearning Volume 2 pretty soon.
Oh, that'd be
dropped
cool.
A single off of it, so I'm looking forward to that. I hope that's this year and not next year, because that would be... Volume 1 was like still, I listened to that album all the
that's
fucking
a fucking
time.
classic,
so
dude.
I love that record.
Dilated Peoples as a whole are so fucking good.
But the Gruesome album's good. I like it. If you like their other stuff,
yeah, I have to
fucking.
I'm gonna remember it right now. Yeah, I have. Gruesome's the shit.
The Daniel Son Baggage Claims album, that was the outtakes from Pressure Cooker, is really good. But yeah, I don't know. Outside of that, new stuff, I haven't really been playing a whole lot. I've just been revisiting a bunch of old shit and mostly just playing video games, to be honest with you.
Billy Woods.
Yeah, Billy Woods, yeah. I just seen something on that this morning.
Yeah, I can now say I can tell you what I've been actually listening. Reach the Sky is another band. They're, older band that I went back to because I grabbed one of their albums when I was gone. That was cool. That tied down the Vendors. Some pretty good finds that I normally wouldn't have been able to come across.
Yeah, I'm hoping that maybe next year we might be able to set up as a vendor there, bring some albums for sale, bring some T-shirts and shit for sale.
Definitely gonna get a fucking booth out there next year. If you're all listening
out there.
Try to
at least.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, we said we were going to keep this short and sweet, so short and sweet. We're at about a half an hour, so we might as well wrap this up. We do have some other interviews in the works. They'll be posted soon. We're just waiting on answers back from some people, but summer gets a little tricky, like I said, because people are touring a lot more.
Yep.
And
vacations,
kids, all that stuff. So the interview schedule gets a little weird, but we'll still keep updating you guys as regularly as possible. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube, TikTok, whatever the hell else we're on. Just type in Noise Avocation. You'll find us. If you're looking for T-shirts, we still have some left. I think we have like maybe 20 of them left. We did a decent amount of them, but
yeah,
shout out to all the people that have bought them. We appreciate you guys. It's cool to see people posting that shit online, and we'll talk with you soon.
Shout out to Nam, by the way. Best part of my tied down, yo.